La línea aquí está bueno, hasta acá arriba. I gave you the instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. The line here is good. Anything up there is illegal. Touch him up.
Shakur Stevenson ready now to try to prove his identity to a crowd that greets him very warmly. No problem for the defensive fighter in gaining support in this arena tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Jim. Shakur Stevenson from nearby Newark, New Jersey, has a very good following there. And we're going to see if he can entertain right now against William Zepeda.
Southpaw against southpaw. Aggressive, offensive southpaw Zepeda against brilliant defensive southpaw Shakur Stevenson.
Just a beautiful thinker in the ring. He processes boxing like nobody business. And, you know, look at him right now, boxing, being first. That's important that he get off to a good start.
And I think what's going to be important for Zepeda is going to the body early and often. That is the best way to slow down a fighter and boxer in Shakur Stevenson.
And it also helps to develop rhythm. And if a fighter like Zepeda is going to throw the kind of punch output he wants against a defender like Stevenson, he's going to have to develop rhythm in these early rounds in order to be able to do it. Zepeda pushing Stevenson back into the corner, throwing the combination or two. Stevenson with a wide-ranging left.
Watch your feet in there.
Landed behind Zepeda's glove.
Right now, it just looked like, you know, Shakur is going to have to bite down. He knew he was going to have to bite down early. He ain't running. He's looking to take some out of Zepeda as well. But like we figured, this is going to be a tight fight.
So you're saying that Shakur has to accept the fight and accept that Zepeda is going to be aggressive.
Oh, yeah, he know this guy ain't backing up. He know he's going to have to put hands on him. And I think he's really controlling this first round. Even though Zepeda's putting the pressure on, he got to be more effective when he does.
Body shot landed with the left hand for Zepeda. Shakur firing back.
Those are the clean shots right there that the judges are going to be looking for, the body shot. You know, every time Zepeda gets something off, look for Shakur to answer. That's a fighter that knows his way around the ring. He's looking good this first round.
Countering upstairs, coming off of Zepeda's body shots. Good move by Shakur Stevenson early.
And that's the beauty of boxing. When you get your back on the rope and the man right there, he made him miss twice. Now Zepeda is letting his hands go. Shakur is going to have to fight back.
Jim, earlier you mentioned the prolific CompuBox activity for Zepeda. Shakur Stevenson, one of the best in the sport at slowing fights down and slowing down output.
Right now, he just got to breathe. You know what I mean? We don't want him to fight too hard because this is going to be a long night. You got to conserve your energy.
Is this a faster pace with
Very
more
fast
punch exchanges than Shakur wants over the course of the fight?
I don't know if he wants it or not, but it's tough to have the conditioning. See, a guy can take your conditioning if he make you fight fast like this.
Very competitive opening round. Zepeda is landing to the body.
He is, and it's been a long-time hallmark of Mexican fighters that they have the conditioning to keep the pace up over the course of 12 rounds, and Zepeda got off to a good start in round one.
You look good, but look, let's be smart here. Look, that motherfucker can't touch you. All you got to do is step and walk around like you've been doing again, in the same way, it'll look easy. But don't let this motherfucker look like he in the fucking fight. You understand? We stand up there like that, he look like he might be in, he ain't in it. That motherfucker can't touch you with a 10-foot pole. Okay, you see how slow he is now? All right, let's take advantage of it. Let's keep our range and distance and pick his ass apart. Then we come and get his ass, man. Stop breaking his ass down with them stabs. Okay? Be smart. When you get to the ropes, curl. Don't get on there. All right? Curl. Get on there when we want you later.
The instruction to Shakur, don't allow Zepeda to look as though he's in the fight. When a fighter is as congenitally active as Zepeda is, it's pretty hard to present the impression that he's not at all in the fight.
It seems as if the trainer was dialed in on what he saw that first round. You know what I mean? Both of those guys did well. We talking about two undefeated world champions, bro. We're going to get this type of fight. It may not be any separation until it's separation. You feel me?
Stevenson willing to exchange here at the outset of round 2. And logic tells you he's going to have to be willing to exchange for some portions of the fight.
Yeah, I think there's just no other way to beat a William Zepeda. Zepeda's going to keep coming forward with the pressure, and I think he's been overlooked. He's a 7-1 underdog. William Zepeda, I think, learned a lot from those 22 rounds with Tevin Farmer.
I tell you what, William Zepeda energy looks good tonight. I believe Shakur going to have to start landing some punches to hurt Zepeda, take something away from him. I think he does that to the body.
Back him up.
Just take some energy from him. He got to dig some shots to the body.
And Shakur Stevenson so far is standing his ground as he said he would, but we're going to see what kind of puncher Zepeda is.
Well, there's no question.
The body.
No question Zepeda is going to land body punches. He's determined to do it, and you see the right hand to the body right there. So, yeah, absolutely. The best antidote for Stevenson is to land body shots of his own.
Absolutely, Jim. And what I also like is the kind of punches Zepeda's landing to the body. You see that southpaw jab over and over to the midsection. There's no better weapon at disrupting rhythm.
Good body shot.
Combination by Zepeda. Thudding sound at ringside.
This is a much better round for Zepeda than the first round. I gave the first round to Shakur, but he's having more effect this round. And I believe Shakur is abandoning the one punch that I think he can win this fight with, and that's that jab. He's looking to load up more so than jab his way through Zepeda. And he can be scoring with that jab as well.
How about uppercuts to take advantage of Zepeda's non-stop aggression?
Like you can see here, the numbers right now adding up for Zepeda. He's throwing more punches, and I believe Shakur just going to have to give himself some space. And like I said, use that jab.
Zepeda is letting those hands go. Flurries, jabs upstairs, jabs downstairs.
Good shot.
Good two-punch combination there.
Yeah, we got to watch both fighters, though. It's important in this fight that we see both fighters.
And Stevenson followed up the good round 2 combination with a hard body shot to the left side of Zepeda's ribcage.
Great round. I give that round to Zepeda.
Very competitive round.
He's good. He's good. He's good, Tony. Relax. Don't smother yourself. Listen what we're talking to you. You got to close up your defense. Be intelligent. Don't let him win the round. You hear me? Lively, lively. Close up on the inside.
Larissa Shields here tonight.
The quote.
Getting attention from the crowd. Arguably the #1 woman fighter in the world.
And the biggest Shakur Stevenson fan.
GWOAT, greatest woman of all time.
That's her moniker, the GWOAT.
She's not bashful. Round 3 of schedule 12. Shakur Stevenson backing into a corner. Is he doing Zepeda a favor by backing into a corner, Antonio?
Most definitely, but like I said, that jab's got to start working to give him some space. He got to double up, triple up, go to the body with it. You feel me? Don't forget what made and what got you here. Good combination there.
There'll be times in the fight when it will become clear that while Zepeda wants to land, even more importantly, he wants to just keep throwing, keep occupying Shakur.
Good straight left by Shakur. Now, you know, Shakur might be letting Zepeda spin himself. You got to let these guys spin themselves a little bit, get that second win.
Great right-hand body shot by Shakur Stevenson. Left-hand body shot by Zepeda. Both fighters landing consistently early on.
Hey, and full credit to Shakur. He is standing in there right now, and he's ripping some body shots of his own. Very entertaining fight.
This is a blistering pace for these two fighters.
He's definitely fighting right now and, you know, showing his heart. We like that. We always knew he had a championship heart. But now let's win this fight. Do the things that, you know, makes you a better fighter. I think that boxing does. And he can't sit there in the corner like that.
And we mentioned it in the last fight between Puello and Matias. Shakur Stevenson, that best punch has been the uppercut against the flat-footed, front-foot heavy Zepeda.
Well, right now, this is what the fans wanted, and Shakur Stevenson is giving the fans what they want. A hell of a fight right now.
Well, it takes two to tango. and it isn't just Shakur Stevenson that is giving them a hell of a fight. But, of course, Zepeda's CompuBox numbers are enough in and of themselves to tell you that he's going to entertain almost all the time.
And what I meant by that is we know Shakur Stevenson can do something else other than just stand there flat-footed and fight. He has options.
Zepeda landed a left uppercut on Shakur's jaw.
And,
and another left.
He's hurt.
And a right to the body. And Zepeda is getting off in round number 3.
Hey, this is what makes great champions go, man. When we're challenged.
And now Stevenson grinning as he joins the fight and comes back and moves Zepeda back across the ring. And a blistering left hand by Zepeda.
And believe it or not, I think all the noise with the shrinking ring and everything got to Shakur Stevenson.
And the crowd erupts for a brilliant round.
That was an incredible round. It's been an incredible night of fights. Zepeda rocks Shakur Stevenson with that right hand. And great response from Shakur to end the round. Some big power shots of his own.
Yeah, but he can't have his back to the ropes. As long as his back to the ropes, advantage. Advantage Zepeda.
It's a great point, Antonio. If he's got his back to the ropes and they're trading power shots, advantage Zepeda in the eyes of the judges.
And that's what happened. You know, he had been laying there getting comfortable, and Zepeda landed a big right hand. He didn't load up either. It was a jab, actually. It looked like a power jab that hurt him.
And Stevenson looks up at the videotape of him being knocked off balance and flashes a grin, as if to say, yeah, okay, he caught me that time.
But hey, this should be what Shakur Stevenson wants. He needs to face some adversity to show his greatness.
He needs to win to show his greatness, bro.
Well, he needs to generate some offense and show that he can be an exciting fighter and not just a great defender.
And we saw that. You know, he has the skill set, but again, he's been suffering with those hands, and I tell you, man, if you're not confident in your punch, it's going to be hard to deliver that knockout.
Jim, you and I talked about it. People in sports, people in boxing, far too quick to write fighters off. People wrote off William Zepeda because he didn't dominate Tevin Farmer, a quality fighter.
Tevin Farmer, not just a quality fighter, a tricky fighter. A fighter who can think with you in the ring. And Zepeda, from his background, may not have faced many guys who had that capacity.
This is what I'm talking about. You know, I would love for Shakur to stay in the center of the ring, but this pressure that Zepeda is putting on him, bro, he's going to have to figure something out.
Well, as long as Shakur stands there and keeps his hands still, and Zepeda lands like that from time to time, again, advantage Zepeda in the eyes of the judges. This is his fight. This is not the kind of fight that Shakur Stevenson should have wanted early on.
Yeah, and look, Shakur is standing his ground, but I don't think it's all by choice. William Zepeda is fighting a hell of a fight. He's cutting off the ring, and the pressure is non-stop, just like Matias in the last fight.
Matias is in rhythm. Oh, two big shots by Shakur.
That's what he got to do. He got to stay ahead, bro. He got to get his back off the ropes. Like I said, the judges aren't going to like this, even when he has success.
And in the tradition of Mexico, Zepeda shows he's got a chin, as he took those two shots reasonably well, although they were big lands for Shakur Stevenson.
We're only in the 4th round. He's still got a lot of work to do from both fighters. This fight is not over by a long shot.
And there's some classy counter-punching going on.
Good shot. You got to keep in mind, Shakur's landing as well.
He's getting better. He's finding more rhythm and finding more ways to bother Zepeda.
He can't stay there. He can't stay there. He got to go.
Antonio Tarver waving his hand frantically to try to get Shakur to leave the corner on his own.
Shakur fighting his way out of these corners. Great work with the right hook.
As long as he uses his legs and really keep his back off the ropes,
he backed into the corner. He had an advantage. He had it going, and then he backed into the corner again.
Best round of the fight for Zepeda.
Still to come tonight, our main event of the evening on what has been already a great night of fights here at the Joe Louis Tennis Center. There's Hamza Shiraz of Great Britain, who is fighting Edgar Berlanga. And the Berlanga is from Florida. He likes to say, New York is my town. New York is my city. So Shiraz, who is a tall counterpuncher with some pop, is the opponent tonight for Berlanga. And Berlanga's the fighter who, if you are only vaguely familiar with boxing, you may remember a couple of years ago hearing about somebody who had 16 consecutive first-round knockouts at the beginning of his career. That was a brilliant statistical introduction into the sport for Berlanga. It was also great matchmaking by Top Ranks matchmakers.
They're the best at it, and as the competition has stiffened, Berlanga's power has waned.
Well, they had to reach the end of the 16-fight first-round knockout streak at some point. Body shots by Zepeda. Landing, landing, landing. Not backing off.
That's good work. That's good work. And here comes Shakur. But, yeah, 30 seconds in the corner, not a good look.
Shakur digging to the body with his right hand. Total punches landed so far. Stevenson with the advantage and landing at almost a 50% rate. Whereas Zepeda has already thrown more than 300 punches in the fight. So he's averaging a little bit under 100 punches per round.
Incredible pace, and if he can keep this up, the second half of this fight is going to be fascinating. Often these great thinkers like Shakur Stevenson better in the second half after they download, but the pressure fighters too prosper in the second half, don't they, Antonio?
Yeah, if the pressure is effective, man, and he's going to the body good, I think that's going to be his calling call. Shakur Stevenson is fighting well off the ropes, but Zepeda is fighting better when he has his back to the ropes, like this. You see Shakur landing some counter shots. But I just don't think the counters are enough with the offensive aggressiveness from Zepeda when his back is on the ropes.
They were fighting in the corner right above our announce table and are doing so again at this moment. And as you look at them from close range here, you can see the comfort in both of their faces. Neither of them is surprised at how the fight is going. They expected to be in a heated battle, and they are.
Very competitive, very close fight. Shakur definitely handling the pressure well. But like Antonio says, when he's languishing on the ropes like this, he is not finding any success.
He's not doing himself any favors, but it's right there in the center of the ring where I think even the little movement can be effective. He just got to get his back off the ropes, but he's in a hell of a fight right now. He could possibly see his championship slipping away.
Well, there's a tremendous uppercut by Shakur Stevenson that rocked Zepeda's head back, and Zepeda responds by firing another combination and landing a couple of shots.
That's another good counter from the ropes from Shakur, but it's that constant work, constant body pressure that Zepeda is landing. I think Shakur is going to have to land something big to change the dynamics of this fight.
Well, he's already landed a few big shots, but that hasn't changed the dynamic.
Well, drop him, hurt him, you know, do some significant damage.
That would help.
Of course.
Amigo con el upper que está tirando.
Careful with that uppercut that he's throwing. He's
Ocupo
catching
que
you
te haga
with his
chiquito,
uppercut.
Camarón.
Careful,
No te
Camarón.
puedes estar parando la
You can't
cabeza.
just stand up straight.
Ocupo que te me haga
All right?
chiquito.
You need to get small. And hit the arms, hit the arms, hit the shoulders, hit the arms, hit the shoulders.
That left hand was the best, the most effective punch in that sequence. And right there, you just see him giving those garbage punches away to land that big shot.
And that's what you love to see from Shakur Stevenson. Not one punch at a time, but 4 punch combinations, punch variety.
Most definitely, if he can do that, he probably can win a few of these rounds. But I believe his best game is in the center of the ring.
And Jim, we saw in the last fight that the judges favored the pressure and activity of Matias over the classical boxing of Alberto Puello.
But of course, these are different judges. Not the same set of 3 people.
And Puello's offense is not as effective as Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson landing serious shots when he do land. That's a good left hand by Zepeda.
And the big mass of fans, Mike, sitting in the seats here in the arena, they're always going to be likely to respond more to offensive aggression than to defensive counterpunching and defense.
Of course. And we're getting sprayed by sweat over here. These guys are trading leather. This has been a fantastic fight. And this is just a tremendous venue. You can really hear the noise in here, right?
2 minutes from the midway point of the fight, at which point we'll check in with Chris Mannix for his score up to this point. You had mentioned the judges earlier. Our unofficial judge is Chris. Chris Mannix, what do you see so far?
Well, Jim, I've got it 3 rounds to 2 in favor of Shakur Stevenson, and I think you're seeing the very best of both these guys in this fight. The defense and accuracy of Shakur Stevenson, the output and pressure of William Zepeda. When Zepeda has Shakur pressed up against the ropes, he's effective in those stretches. That shoulder roll defense of Shakur is not getting the job done. But when Shakur can keep the fight in the middle of the ring, keep moving, that's when he's landing those clean shots. 3-2, Shakur Stevenson.
Great exchange by both fighters right here. They digging.
But increasingly, as the fight progresses from round to round, the more effective shots, I feel, are being landed by Stevenson. He's getting to a point of greater selection. He is setting his shots up and landing things like that straight left hand right there, which could ultimately decide the fight. There's another big left hand by Shakur Stevenson.
This is the best round for Shakur right now, I think, because he's letting his hands go. Much more effective here in this 6th round.
And smiling and looking comfortable. Judges respond to that too.
And that sneaky right hand jab that he's sticking him with it downstairs every now and again.
Yeah, there's no question that Shakur Stevenson is landing the cleaner, harder shots in there.
They wanted Shakur to put his heart on the line. He's obliging the fans and all those people that said that he was just a runner. This guy can fight.
Sometimes it takes the right opponent to bring out the best in a superstar fighter. And Zepeda appears to be the perfect opposite number to bring Shakur to an even higher level of efficiency and control.
So many big fights coming up on the zone. Next week, a big doubleheader as well. Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois 2, Wembley Stadium. Big one. Remember, you can buy that at DAZN.com. And on the same day, Jesse Bam Rodriguez takes on Bemanuli Cafu unification fight as well. So big fights all on the zone. Make sure you check the upcoming schedule for more big fights coming your way.
Zepeda's corner.
He's intelligent, man. He's also thinking what he can do with you.
Great work from both trainers, bro. You hear it in the translations between rounds. Both trainers are working hard tonight.
And the great interpreter, Jerry Olalia. Been doing it for decades.
Oh.
Pace slows slightly as round 7 begins. These are the 20 slowest seconds of the fight so far.
Well, we have a slow moment, Jim. Turki Al-Sheikh told me before this fight that Alberto Puello is going to get a crack at the winner of that November 22nd fight between Subriel Matias and Dalton Smith.
So, meaning that Puello will have a chance to win back the title he lost tonight.
I think it's an important round. I think Shakur Stevenson is making a concerted effort to stay in the center of the ring. I haven't seen his back to the ropes not one time in this round.
Mike, I think it's justice that Puello gets a chance to win that title back, because that was an eyelash fight, okay? Very difficult to choose a winner in that one.
Yeah, that fight could have won either way. And anytime we get more Subriel Matias fights, that's a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
And y'all missing it. Shakur Stevenson cooking right now, man. I like the way he boxing. I don't think so. You got to get out of that corner, though. That's all Zepeda. That's all Zepeda. All he got to do is stay in the center of the ring and make this fight a much easier fight.
Well, sometimes you got to punch your way out of the corner.
There you come. See, it's those counter shots right there, clean shots that really entice the judges. Good combination by Zepeda.
Multi-punch combination.
And here comes Shakur. See, they're giving take right now.
We've certainly never seen Shakur Stevenson face a volume puncher like this, somebody that can rip 5- and 6-punch combinations.
The level of conditioning that we see in modern boxing is almost incomparable in relation to any other sport. The level of energy and output and commitment that it takes to keep fighting rounds like this, unbelievable, frankly.
They are the greatest athletes in the world, Jim.
Good left hand by Shakur. He times Zepeda coming in.
Well, I don't know about the greatest, but they're the best conditioned athletes in the world.
When they train.
When they train.
You train for every single fight, right, Antonio?
I mean, we can discuss that, talk about it later.
In the bar.
Shakur letting his hands go. Zepeda doing the same thing. Very close round. Great fight, though.
Anybody's hands slowing down?
Not that I see. Not that I can see.
I agree.
How do you feel? What I need is when he has his hands up, you've got to hit his punch, hit his hands, hit his hands, hit his punches. That's what you got to do. And another thing, you got to get small, brother. Get small. Sit down on your punches. Now listen to me. Listen to me. Don't do craziness. Just keep working. Work the body. And hit the head. And again, that looping shot. Get your hands up.
Round 8 of a scheduled 12. Just to give you a statistical idea of what a close fight it is. In the 6th round, a round and a half ago, Shakur Stevenson was 25 of 43, and Zepeda was 24 of 81. And Shakur landed 17 of 28 power shots. So in other words, they're both doing what they want to do. Zepeda the volume, Shakur the precision, and they're landing at a high rate.
Good combination, 4-punch combination. And Zepeda right back.
You can see the technical advantages that Shakur Stevenson has. You can see the non-stop commitment and energy that Zepeda brings.
And the fact that Shakur Stevenson has changed the way he's approaching his fight right now. He don't have his back to the rope. He's in the center of the ring, and I think that's an adjustment that may allow him to hold on to his title. Good combination.
It's certainly been a tremendous clash of styles, Jim.
Tremendous. No question. Which was to be expected.
just a little movement when you're in close in the center of the ring that Shakur Stevenson does. It can change the trajectory of those punches, and his defense, those punches aren't really being effective when catching it on the arm and with the gloves.
And by the way, we've got another stark style contrast coming up in the last main event of the evening. Shiraz, the counterpuncher, against Berlanga, the straightforward attacker.
That's going to be another action fight and a night filled with them.
All these fights have delivered tonight.
Brilliant night of boxing.
Good combination in the center of the ring. Zepeda fired back with the right hand. He's pushing that shoulder too. They getting real physical.
I just have a sense, from my perspective, that the gap between Shakur's technical advantages and Zepeda's nonstop energy is widening. And the more technically gifted fighter is finding more and more advantages as the rounds go on. Increasingly, it becomes Stevenson's fight. And just as I say that, Zepeda lands a solid left hand and backs Shakur into a corner.
Now this is, that hurt him. Oh, he don't want to have his back to the corner like this. Is all Zepeda. The judges, big shot got in. Body shot got in. He got to get out of there.
Well, so much for what Lampley sees. Zepeda turns that around in a matter of seconds.
And I think those body shots had a major effect on Shakur. Bud Crawford.
How you doing? This what round is this? What round is this? What round? I don't know. What round is it? 9. This is 9. Look, turn this motherfucker around. Step back. If you just step around, step over when he comes.
A Stevenson flurry in the middle of the ring. And Zepeda coming back with a flurry of his own.
Great combination right there. And he didn't load up on any of those shots.
It's been this kind of a fight from the very beginning on a night of great fights in the Joe Louis Tennis Center in Queens.
All 4 of those punches landed. Beautiful combination by Zepeda.
On balance. Round 9 of a scheduled 12. Fast-paced fight. Kind of fight Zepeda would have told you he wanted. But what he didn't want was to be countered as effectively as he has been many times by Shakur Stevenson. Like that.
Good combination.
Like that.
In the center of the ring, it looks good. That's sexy punching right there. You feel me? Really entice the judges. But again, as long as he keeps his back off the ropes, I think he's okay.
Stevenson.
Stevenson, yes.
Shakur Stevenson, definitely the flashier puncher, no doubt about that. But you have to respect that Zepeda never stops coming forward.
You're right. Good uppercut by Shakur. And another combination. Here comes Zepeda. He's getting that left hand in right there on the right side. Good jab by Zepeda. And another combination by Shakur. They're exchanging beautifully right now.
Well, one thing I've learned sitting at ringside tonight, Shakur Stevenson is a heavier puncher than I thought he was. And that was a perfect example right there as he knocked Zepeda's head back with a straight left hand over the top.
Absolutely. Very precise puncher. Clean puncher.
Let's not forget that this man won a silver medalist. He was one fight away from being the gold medalist. You know, that would have been the second guy since Andre Ward. So, you know, he's done it on all levels.
Boxing, a thoroughly globalized sport now. You look at the number of countries that have vibrant and meaningful boxing cultures, probably more than at any other time in the history of the planet.
Oh, good combination.
I think Zepeda does well when you see what he did there. When he shoves him, makes it a physical fight.
Oh, that's
well, when he
likes.
puts Shakur's back against the ropes or puts him into the corner, so that mobility and footwork aren't as big a factor as they are in the middle of the ring. That's what Zepeda has no more of, and there's a tremendous uppercut. Knocks the sweat off of William Zepeda.
What's really impressed me, Jim, is that Shakur Stevenson doesn't need a whole lot of space to let those power shots go.
Great straight left hand. Stevenson looking comfortable again here in round 9.
Every time Shakur does something in the center of the ring, it looks like Zepeda does something on the ropes.
The nature of their games. But at the end of the day, class tells. And more as the rounds go by, it just appears that Shakur Stevenson is the classier, more well-rounded fighter.
More complete boxer, and you know, is a more complete technical boxer, but this game sometimes is based on heart. And Zepeda has a lot of heart, and he's putting it on display tonight.
Stevenson highlights from the 9th round. Combination finished with the right hand.
I'd like to see him turn those knuckles over a little bit, but again, when you have brittle hands, that might be the reason why he can't really turn that knuckle over with the right hand.
Exchanges like that demonstrate Stevenson's advantage in hand speed and versatility.
And again, we got to take our hats off to Shakur. He's showing a chin tonight too, bro. He took some shots.
Round 10 of a schedule 12. Time running short for Zepeda to try to make something happen with volume and power.
He had a great exchange in the corner, and there goes Shakur Stevenson answering back. I know Shakur want to move those legs, but those body shots that Zepeda been landing, those legs right now, don't look a lot energized. They don't look energized.
CompuBox numbers through 9 rounds, and you can see that Stevenson has landed 25 more power shots by CompuBox count, even though Zepeda has thrown 125 more power shots. So a higher percentage for Stevenson, more precise, more accurate.
Nice combination by Shakur Stevenson. Caught Zepeda walking in with his hands down. Another good exchange.
Even though Shakur Stevenson's doing the better work, William Zepeda's landing an awful lot of shots, and I think those are the kind of things that can impress judges.
Well, I don't think Zepeda's going to lose any fans tonight.
Oh, no.
You know, he's fighting the way you want to see William Zepeda fight. He just doesn't have the kind of gifted skills that Shakur Stevenson has.
I think Shakur Stevenson also winning a lot of fans.
Most definitely. I tell you what, if this fight stays this close, and Shakur wins a close decision, it was the fact that he stayed up when Zepeda hit him. That could have been a 10-8 round and changed the whole dynamics of this fight.
You know, those big-time fights have really eluded Shakur, but this is the kind of performance that could probably entice some of those better matchups, right?
Against?
Gervonta Davis, yes, he was just arrested, but he's out there. Teofimo Lopez at 140 pounds. I think there's a few different big options.
With this type of performance, all those guys wouldn't mind stepping in the ring with Stevenson. His stock rising.
Stevenson ready to go to 140 pounds, Antonio?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not that close to his camp, and I don't know him that personal, but, you know, if he does, he can just lift a little weights, get a little stronger. But this lightweight division is one of the best in the game right now with all the big names. I think Zepeda's slowing down a little bit in this round. Just allowing Shakur to stay outside a little bit longer.
Well, so much for the notion held by many that Shakur Stevenson is only a great defender. He's showing tonight he is both an offensive and defensive fighter. Coming up, main event, Edgar Berlanga, straight ahead power puncher, from Florida, who grew up in New York, against Hamza Shiraz of Great Britain, a tall counterpuncher with some pop. Another possibility for a terrific fight.
Yeah, I think the main event could really be the fight of the night. Two big punchers, two guys with a lot to prove.
But is Berlanga the bigger puncher?
I think there's no question about that. But we're going to see if Hamza Shiraz has improved power at 168. See how big he is. I don't know how he made 160 for so long.
And I think that last fight he lost with Adames, he realized that that weight took a lot out of him, so that's why he moved up. But
you say he lost to Adames.
I'm sorry, it was a draw, right?
He actually was given a draw.
Yes.
Although most ringside observers felt that that was the wrong decision, and in fact, Adames should have gotten the win.
I stand corrected.
Well, it's only a technical correction, Antonio. You saw the fight.
Right.
Round 11 of 12. On a night of fights that are going the distance, that are close, that are exciting. Matias's win fit that description. David Morrell's one-point decision win fit that description.
Shakur did some good work on the ropes there. Another good one, too. And here comes Zepeda, letting them hands go. Great round.
Shakur putting on a defensive clinic there, standing right in front of him, standing still, and not allowing him to land any meaningful punches, really.
Yeah, that's the first clinch, Jim, I can remember all fight.
Uh-oh, good work to the body by Shakur. Man, this guy's showing a lot of wrinkles tonight. He got a loaded bag.
I think he's separating himself here in the late going with a continued display of greater skills.
He's still going to have to keep his head on a swivel because this fight ain't over by a long shot. Zepeda still looking for a big shot. Good hook by Shakur.
And regardless of who wins, I would buy a ticket to see William Zepeda again.
Anytime.
Is he on the Gotti list, Jim?
He is on the Gotti list, yes. You can find that on Instagram at @TheJimLampley or whatever it is. I don't know. Thank you.
Another good combination by Shakur Stevenson in the middle of the ring. And as Jim alluded to, he's making Zepeda miss a lot more than he was in the earlier rounds.
I had both Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor on the Gotti list, but after last night, I think I may remove them and put, I don't know, how about Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda, or how about Subrel Matias and his opponent tonight.
Now they're going to go start booing because I believe Shakur thinks he has his man where he wants him, but he don't want that running to kill a good performance tonight.
Well, he might think that he has a cushion on the scorecards.
That's what I was saying. That's what
because we're in round 11.
But you never want to do that. Oscar De La Hoya and Trinidad, we learned from that. Close the fight, finish the show.
Perfect example.
Great round. Nice left hand right over 2 block shots, and they come back with another combination.
The mark of a great defender is that he can stand still right in front of you and you still can't find him. Pernell Whitaker could do that. There have been a few others over the years. Shakur Stevenson can stand right in front of William Zepeda over and over, and Zepeda can't find a way to land the damaging shot.
And again, they're both great defensive fighters. You mentioned Floyd, Sweet Pea Whitaker, and Shakur, but they also have an unlimited offensive package when they allow themselves to use it.
1-2. Keep using that 1-2.
Yes, 100% correct. Floyd was a much better offensive fighter than he was given credit for.
Yes, he was.
Partially because he was such a great defender that people stereotyped him in that way.
And Sweet Pea as well. When he needed a knockout, he got it.
Well, and Sweet Pea had a mean streak, too.
This is the running I don't think they appreciate from Shakur Stevenson.
Chris Mannix, how do you have it scored so far?
I've got it 107-102 in favor of Shakur Stevenson entering this final round. Look, this is a competitive fight. William Zepeda is having some moments, and his output is very Zepeda-esque. But I think the accuracy from Shakur Stevenson, especially in the power department, has been a big difference maker. 107-102 on my card.
And you've got Stevenson winning 6 of the last 7 rounds. So that's a full steam momentum for Shakur Stevenson coming down the stretch. This is how a defensive fighter controls a fight.
Most definitely, Jim. I think Zepeda needs something big, like that shot he landed in the second, or something to hurt Shakur Stevenson to make these judges kind of lean toward his.
Well, he's a volume puncher. I don't think he's a real power puncher. And that is what's missing from Zepeda's game, is the finishing shot.
Yeah, and something tells me the 3 judges scoring this fight don't see it quite as wide.
Okay. But
What I didn't
expect is Shakur Stevenson to be landing power shots this aggressive in the 12th round. He's put on a heck of a show tonight.
No question.
He's shown a lot of confidence. He has shown a lot of self-belief in there tonight.
And I believe this is the online social media. Y'all got in his ass, man. Y'all was telling him no Tom and Jerry, and he didn't bring that to the show tonight. And I appreciate it. Oh, good combination.
Now this has been Tom versus Tom.
No Jerry. And it's been a clean fight. We haven't seen the referee all night.
That's a great point. That's a tremendous point, Antonio.
Yep.
He has been a non-factor in there.
That's how we like it.
Fans love it. Absolutely.
Right, Jim? The best referees are like long snappers. We don't want to hear about them.
That's right.
Zepeda still throwing bombs.
Somewhere Meldrick Taylor is saying, where was this referee when I was beating Julio Cesar Chavez? But that's beating a dead horse.
Good job.
Crowd responding positively, as they have all night, to a great night of fights in Queens. And next up, a self-styled New Yorker, Edgar Berlanga, will be entering the ring.
Remember, big action tomorrow in the FIFA Club World Cup final from the MetLife Stadium, home of the New York Jets and the New York Giants. Chelsea, the Conference League champions, will take on the current Champions League winners, PSG, in a mouth-watering final. That is tomorrow, live on DAZN.
More interesting CompuBox numbers showing what this fight has been like. Average per round through 10, Shakur was 25 of 48. Zepeda 24 of 84. In other words, Zepeda was having to throw 30 more punches per round to land the same number that Shakur was landing.
That's
kind of accuracy shows up.
Boxing efficiency from Shakur Stevenson.
100%. And he's not a powder puff puncher. He does have pop. You can see that.
I think from the hand injuries, he's still, suffering with that a little bit because he's not turning those punches over. A lot of times he's looping those shots, and that's to protect his hand. You know what I mean? Because if you crack him with the knuckle, it's a good chance your hand's going to be hurt if they're brittle.
75% of our viewing audience believes that Stevenson has won the fight. Maybe the other 25% are Mexican or Mexican-American.
No, I think there's no question that Stevenson pulled out a fight, but I definitely think it was closer than Mannix's scorecard.
First 6 rounds were close, no question. Then Stevenson began to let out the rope a little bit.
Yeah, that first couple rounds, I think Shakur really was determined not to run and really man up against Zepeda and show him that he can beat him at his own game. But he had to make an adjustment to win this fight. He had to get off those ropes and get in the center of the ring and land effective combinations.
He made that adjustment around round 4 or 5.
Yes, he did.
From that point forward, he rolled. And now let's go to the official decision with Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of non-stop action, we go to the scorecards. First score, 118 to 110. That's from Glenn Feldman. Mike Fitzgerald, 118 to 110. Kevin Morgan has it 119-109 to the winner by unanimous decision. The Fighting Pride of Newark, New Jersey, and still the undefeated WBC lightweight champion of the world, Shakur